If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button for the latest in boxing and raw boxing opinions. So, Deontay Wilder claims that something was stopping him. Something mysteriously was stopping him to extend his right hand to brutally knock out Tyson Fury. I guess this is one of his, excuses now, or one of his theories that he's trying to send to the minds of his followers, the Deontay Wilder fanboys, that what happened was the reason he couldn't knock out Tyson Fury was because something mysteriously was stopping him from extending his right hand fully to knock out and properly land his right hand flush on Tyson Fury. This is what he claims, at least. I guess he might be referring to maybe God himself, maybe the powers that be was stopping him from knocking out Tyson Fury. And the reason I mention that is because Deontay Wilder is a big religious guy. He's a guy that is always talking about God, is always saying that God does this for him, God gave him his punching power. So I would imagine he's trying to refer to the fact that maybe it was God himself that stopped Deontay Wilder from being able to extend his right hand to the fullest and knocking out Tyson Fury. Now, I believe that the reason that Deontay Wilder was having such a hard time landing his right hand on Tyson Fury was not because of, it was a bad night for Wilder, because he's always been able to land his right hand and knock out guys. It wasn't because it was a bad night. It wasn't because God himself was preventing him from knocking out Tyson Fury. Because if that was the case, God would have never allowed him to knock out Tyson or knock down Tyson Fury in round 12 that viciously, right? I think the reality is that the reason Mr. Wilder was having such a hard time is because of the fact that Tyson Fury's style. Tyson Fury's, herky-jerky, awkward. Tyson Fury is a very awkward fighter. He's a very awkward fighter to fight. I've never seen anyone fight Tyson Fury and have an easy day with him. He's an awkward fighter to fight. I think his tools, to his skills, to his ability to slide away from punches, that's what was making it hard. You saw Deontay Wilder throwing that right hand all night. He was throwing it all night. He was trying to knock out Tyson Fury, but he couldn't knock him out. It was kind of like when he fought Arthur Spilka. He was throwing right hands all night, but he couldn't catch him because Arthur Spilka was constantly in and out. He's moving in and out, in and out, in and out. And it was difficult for Wilder to land. The reality is Wilder has a hard time landing his his punches against guys who are fighting that type of in and out style. Guys who are moving, who are able to slip inside. That was the real reason, and this is the real reason why Deontay Wilder could not land, or it took him that long to land on Tyson Fury. And to be honest, I think the reason he was able to finally land on Tyson Fury flush was because at that point Tyson Fury had slowed down. He was tired. Remember, by the time he finally was able to land on Tyson Fury and knock him down, it was like round 9. The first time he knocked him down, it was like round 9. And of course, he finally took him down in round 12. It wasn't like he knocked him down in round 1, round 2. It happened after 9 rounds. So that just tells me that it was most likely to do with the fact that maybe Tyson Fury, he wasn't as fresh as he was in the earlier rounds. He was slowing down with his reflexes and everything. And he was just tired. Tyson Fury had to be on the move the whole time. He was constantly evading and had to be worried about Deontay Wilder's right hand. So that drains you of energy. So I think that's why it took so long for Deontay Wilder to finally be able to catch him, just because he finally slowed down Tyson Fury. So I think that's the real reason. Not this whole idea that he just couldn't, he had a bad night and he just couldn't extend his right hand, because he never had that problem. It all has to do with styles, and boxing styles make fights. And it definitely doesn't have to do with the fact that, then maybe Deontay Wilder might be implying that God himself prevented him from landing or extending his right hand to brutally knock out Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder said it himself. He was anxious, right? And remember, going into this fight, he was pissed off he was going into this fight angry. And a lot of times when you go into a fight angry and you fight angry, you make mistakes. And this, all, the mind games that Tyson Fury was playing with Deontay Wilder might have played a factor also, right? He might have been going in there saying, I'm going to knock this gypsy guy out because he's talking so much smack. I'm going to ruin him with my right hand. And maybe that was also a thing that played a part. Maybe he was just telegraphing it too much because he was pissed off and he was just trying to get rid of Tyson Fury. But all that was a part of the plan for Tyson Fury, right? Because he knew if your fighter fights you angry, you're going to make mistakes. You get what I'm saying? So, again, I don't believe this whole, I think styles is the biggest reason in boxing why a fighter can't get their punches off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see it all the time in boxing where a fighter could get his punches off against certain fighters, but then when he's in there against a certain style, he just can't get his punches off. It has to do with styles. You get what I'm saying? Unless Deontay Wilder just got old overnight and now he just can't pull the trigger anymore, right? Because he said he couldn't for some reason he couldn't extend his punches. Well, that's the sign of old fighters. When fighters, how older fighters, they say, my legs are gone. I just couldn't pull the trigger anymore. I couldn't see the punches coming. I couldn't let my hands go. I wanted to let my hands go because he said he was in the corner and his team were begging him, dude, Deontay Wilder, he's right there. Let your right hands go. But Wilder said he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. So maybe Wilder's just getting old. Maybe Wilder he thinks about doing it, but his body just can't react to it and he can't let his hands go anymore. And if that's the case, and Wilder's just getting old, and this is why he couldn't let his right hands go against Fury that night, then boy, oh boy, his time as champion is not going to last very long, because I truly believe that once Deontay Wilder's reflexes, slow down, it's over for him. His career is over, because all he's going to have is the power. What he depends on the most is his power and his reflexes, his ability to move, because he's very fast on his feet and he moves. He's very athletic, so he moves away from punches, from counter punches a lot. So the minute he starts slowing down as a fighter, now he's just gonna have his punching power, and he's gonna be a sitting duck from against other fighters who are better than him, and they're gonna be countering him all night, and it's gonna be a massacre. So that's what I'm saying. Wilder's one of those guys that once his reflexes end, his career is basically over. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, and if you like the video enough, thumbs it up, guys. I do appreciate it. I'm out. Thanks for watching.